Hello, go horrors and fellow deadites. I'm Brennan,
I'm Sam,
and welcome to our life in horror.
and happy Halloweenish.
Happy spooky season.
We asked the horror community to send us clips of them telling us what their favorite movie to watch during spooky season is.
Yeah, thank you so much to everybody that sent in a clip. We appreciate it so much.
And I'm looking forward to see what everyone likes to watch.
Me too.
Hey guys, it's MarkLovesHorror, and I'm here to tell you one of the most funnest films to watch on Halloween that I watch every year is Haunt. I love this film because it takes place on Halloween and it's an actual haunt, like a haunted house, obviously. And it is just insane. They have amazing kills. The masked killers are scary, and then when they reveal their actual faces, it's just mind-blowing. I love this film so much. It's a great watch, and you guys should watch it too. And happy Halloween, or happy spooky season. And thank you, Our Life in Horror, for getting us all together to show our favorite horror movies to watch during Halloween.
Hey guys, it's Giovanni, the movie canon. My favorites or best Halloween or horror movie of all time for me is going to be, very cliche, The Exorcist. 1973. It's a great film. When I was like 11, 12 years old or so, I watched that movie and I was completely terrified. And it is kind of loosely based on a real story, you know, a little loosely there, but it has great acting. It's one of the very few horror films that has been nominated for like a Best Picture Oscars and some acting Oscars and directing and writing and all that stuff. So it's just a great film. I think the newer generation, especially if they haven't seen this original Exorcist movie, maybe they saw some other Exorcist movies that were influenced by it, and those movies were not obviously that great. And then when they go and watch 1973 Exorcist movie, it kind of like lets them down. It's like, well, this movie's not that great or whatever the case, because they've seen all those other movies that were not nearly as good. But The Exorcist still holds up. I do try to watch it at least every year. Like I said, great performances, great direction, great effects of the time. It's just a great movie.
My favorite movie to watch during Halloween is Trailer Park of Terror. I do have many other favorites, but that one's my top favorite.
Hello! What does the Bitter Wolf watch during the Halloween season? My number one movie every year is Sleepy Hollow. Now, why is this my choice? Well, for one, it has Christopher Lee in it, only at the very beginning, but the rest of the movie is great fun as well. You have spooky vibes, you have fall weather, you have Tim Burton, German expressionist set design, so it all works very well for a Halloween feel. You have lots of good blood, you have several good kills, lots of heads cut off, flying around everywhere, so I think it gives you a great thing to curl up with on the couch with your blanket whenever you're waiting for those annoying kids to come by, so you could throw some candy at them and tell them to have a good day. Maybe Ichabod Crane will come by too. Maybe the Headless Horseman will come by, get rid of those kids' heads for you, leave you alone, and you can enjoy your movie. Have a great Halloween, everybody.
Horror movie that I watch every year. I have to start out by saying that I don't actually watch one specific movie every year at Halloween. But if I had to choose one, it would be Trick or Treat from, I believe, 2007, the anthology film. Great atmosphere, just feels like it's a made for Halloween movie, to be honest. It's my go-to. I watch it once a year, not always at Halloween, but that would be my pick for sure. What do you got?
I would say we watch Nightmare Before Christmas every year. And it's either in October or December, one or the other. So
Yes. Nightmare Before Christmas.
We watch a lot of horror during the Halloween month.
Yes.
It's just maybe not Halloween themed, but we watch a lot of horror.
Definitely.
For Halloween.
Nightmare Before Christmas was a great pick.
What is up, Our Life in Horror and everybody else? I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror.
So we want to talk about what Halloween movie we watch every year for Halloween.
So we actually have two.
We
because
do.
we have a tradition that we do every year.
And we cheated. So
We always watch Trick or Treat.
I make him watch it. He isn't the biggest fan of Trick or Treat, but it's just the feel of Halloween.
Our girls get their Sam Suckers from
Sam
Spirit
Suckers,
Halloween, and they eat their Sam Suckers while we watch it. And Halloween is not Halloween until
we watch Hocus Pocus. This is a tradition that I started. Well, actually, that was started with me as a child, and I just continued it with my kids every year. After we go trick-or-treating, we come home, we pile up all our candy, and we sit down and we watch Hocus Pocus.
That is a Sledgehammer Horror tradition that has been going on for 20 years now.
So whether they love it or they hate it, someday I hope they look back and think, wow, that was pretty awesome. And they continue it with their kids and call me and ask me to come watch it with them.
So Sam and Brendan, thank you for including us in this. This is a really great idea and we're so honored to be a part of it. Everybody else, thank you so much for everybody that did this. Sam and Brendan, you guys are amazing. If you haven't already, please subscribe to their channel. If you haven't, please subscribe to Sledgehammer Horror as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
So, my favourite film to watch during spooky season is The Thing by John Carpenter, released in 1982. And the reason why I like watching it is because it's just a really well-made horror movie. Not only one of the best horror remakes out there, but also one of the best movies out there in general, I think. At least, especially from the 80s. It's just such a well-made movie with a lot of reliance on practical effects, really good atmosphere, and some great acting from the likes of Kurt Russell and Keith David.
What's up, guys? I'm Frank from Frank's Media and Reviews. First, thank you to Sam and Brendan for having me on your channel and starting this little community thread. I just simply love it. Any chance that I can talk about the wonderful, beautiful, spooky season of Halloween, I'm going to jump up on it. So thank you guys. My favorite Halloween movie, and I can't wait for it. I don't know. There's just something about it, and I save it just for spooky season, and that is Trick or Treat. I think it's one of the greatest Halloween anthologies, horror anthologies out there. This is directed by Michael Dougherty. It is, everyone knows it now. It's a classic. It's a staple for spooky season. And this is the movie for me that I get so amped to see. So many great stars in this film. Brian Cox, Anna Paquin, Leslie Bibb, Dylan Baker. He's so good in this film. It's got the kid from Bad Santa. Oh my gosh. And it's got Tahoen. He's from Battlestar Galactica. I mean, the opening scene, it's just from start to finish. It just has perfect Halloween vibes. So many great stories that intertwine with each other. Sam is a iconic Halloween character, villain, and he's so damn cute. Look at that with his little stabby stick, a little stabby candy right there. I just love it, man. I love the acting from everyone in this film. The child acting is very good. There's some cheesy parts. It's very comedic in some of the scenes, but then there's also some great practical effects. I mean, you got all these different lores kind of just combining together, and then it all blends in at the end of the movie. I think this is a masterpiece of a film, and without a doubt, this is my favorite Halloween movie that I always look forward to watching. I just love it, man. So this is it, guys. This is it. So thank you, Brendan and Sam. Follow them, guys. They're wonderful people on and off YouTube and Twitter. They're wonderful people. Check them out. And guys, it's spooky season, man. So happy Halloween and happy spooky season, guys. Have a good one.
Oh man, where to start? The Shining, Doctor Sleep double feature? A binge of Midnight Mass to keep the Flanagan Fright Fest flowing? What about classics? Alien, The Thing, The Exorcist, new school flicks, The Night House, Hereditary, Hellraiser, new or OG, any iterations of Evil Dead, The Hunt for Red October. I always throw that one into my spooky season watch list as something of a joke, but really it's just a damn good movie. At the end of the day, I just love horror way too much, and you'll never get me to pin down a single film. Stay spoopy, everyone.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Captain Steve from Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast, and one of my absolute favorite movies to watch during the Halloween season. This includes, and this is a long list, okay? I watch a lot of movies during the Halloween season. That includes the original Halloween, Trick or Treat, classics like that you watch every year. But one movie that I always come back to is Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and it is my favorite Universal monster movie. I try to watch a bunch of Universal monster movies during the Halloween season, of course, but Creature of the Black Lagoon is one I always make it to. Everything from the effects work to the special effects, the stunt work, the costume design, all of it was just so well done, and it's just a really great movie. So that's definitely one I highly recommend watching during Halloween season.
Good evening, Halloween and horror fans. My name's Craig. I'm from Horror Hockey Forever on Instagram, and I'm also the huskier side of Sinister Screen Podcast. You can find us on Instagram or Spotify. We do a horror podcast, and it starts off as a horror podcast, and we just kind of mix in a bunch of different things between me and my friend Jay. Follow him as well. We're making a quick video about our life in horror. Have reached out to people, friends of ours, about what movie around Halloween that we had to see. For me and my household, Halloween's a huge, big deal. We have countdowns to it. We go crazily overboard out in the yard. So Halloween for us is very, very important. There's a bunch of horror movies I watched during Halloween season, but I'm hoping this one may be a little bit obscure. Maybe people didn't actually see it. If you're an 80s kid like me, you know about it. If you're a metalhead like I was, you know about it. If you were an outcast in high school, you know about this movie. So the movie I'm talking about is Trick or Treat. I'm not talking about the one with Sam, which is also a very great movie as well too. But being an 80s kid, for me, Trick or Treat is my Halloween film to go to. It is, so I'll show the cut. So this is the cover that I got from there. I'm hoping that Severin Films is supposed to be releasing out a Blu-ray with hopefully a little bit more commentaries and bonus features. So anyway, story of Trick or Treat, check it out. I think it's on some streaming services. I'm not exactly sure, but so perfect revenge story, perfect soundtrack for a metalhead. The whole entire soundtrack's by Fastway. It just has that music when you listen to it as an 80s kid, like I said, just got you pumped up. So, like I said, it was revenge fillers. It basically a breakdown story of Sammy Kerr. He's a heavy metal god. He happens to die before Halloween. He basically puts his soul into a record. I know, a little weird, but I mean, actually, at the time, it was like, oh man, it's perfect. So, in the whole backmasking where you would play it backwards, it would basically send you messages, and this is what it was. He was subliminally talking, not subliminally, he was actually talking to Eddie. He was his friend. He was more than that. He was his god. He was his friend. So that's high school outcast. But I'll beat around the bush real quick. So it actually stars Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne in the film itself actually as well too. And they didn't do a horrible job. Like I said, check this movie out. I know I didn't really give you an explanation to it, but like I said, it's a revenge story. He gets back at his former high school. He comes back. Really good deaths. Really good scene. Acting is an 80s horror movie acting. Great scene. As for a teenage kid growing up, there's a whole car scene with headphones on. I'll leave it at that one. It's worth checking it out. Like I said, check it out on streaming if you can. I'm going to wrap up the video, but it's Trick or Treat. So I always watch it. To me, my holy grail is my VHS version of Trick or Treat. So anyway, thank you for Our Life in Horror. Happy Halloween to everybody out there. I can't wait to see other people's videos too, because I always love hearing what other people must see around Halloween. Horror fans, usually that is our holiday. So thank you again. My name's Craig. Horror Hockey Forever on Instagram, and check us out on Sinister Screen Podcast on our Spotify. Chime in and comment. Thanks for having me. Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Hi, Seeing Austin here, the visionary director of the Bubba Batu movies. Yeah, right. Even I can't buy that anyway. I'm here to talk about my favourite horror movie to watch during Halloween for the awesome team at Our Life in Horror. My favourite horror movie to watch during Halloween is Evil Dead 2. Or is it? Maybe it's Pieces. Or is it? No, it's actually Zombie Flesh Eaters. It's just the most Halloween feeling movie I can think of, with bad dubbing, grotesque special effects, some of the best music you'll ever see in cinema, and just the sense that it's one notch up from what George Romero would make, and it's also borderline obscene. So yep, Zombie Flesh Eaters, Halloween, that's my pick. Back to you in studio.
Hey guys, so my favourite movie to watch during Halloween season is Trick or Treat. It's just a fun anthology style film, but one of those where it's different stories that all tie together as opposed to being lots of just different individual stories. And it's kind of about the spirit of Halloween. Yeah, that's my favourite one to watch during the season, and if you guys watch it, I hope you enjoy it too.
Aaron here from A&B Horror Movies, going with a movie I watch every October as requested by Our Life in Horror, and I am going with All Hallows Eve, a horror anthology that takes place on Halloween night. And let's just say things don't end very well for this babysitter. It's also our very first introduction to Art the Clown. So there you go, All Hallows Eve. That's my pick for a movie I watch every October. Happy Halloween.
Hi there, my name is Andrew de Berg. I'm a filmmaker and also the writer, producer and director of the upcoming horror feature film The Seductress from Hell, which is currently in film festivals and releasing in limited theatres next year. So please stay tuned for that. We really appreciate any support. In terms of my favourite horror film for Halloween, I don't have just one horror film, I have many. And I also watch horror movies throughout the year, not just on Halloween. But in terms of my favourites, I'd have to say the classics, to be honest. Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser, Child's Play, Maniac Cop, The Exorcist, the first 3 Omen films, and also the first Omen, which came out in theatres this year. I also enjoyed the film Immaculate. I'd also have to say the Korean horror film The Wailing. I think it's an absolute masterpiece. I definitely recommend it. And also the Japanese horror film Audition. That's definitely a must-watch. So yeah, I guess those are my favorites.
My favorite movie to watch during the Halloween season is actually a franchise. That franchise is the Saw franchise. I love that franchise. It's my third favorite franchise. First is Scream, second is Final Destination, but definitely Saw is my third. There's no doubt about it. I actually really like torture porn, like Hostel and Wolf Creek. Those are some good movies, and I've always loved them better than Jaws. Anyway, yeah, I love that franchise. And watching all of them every Halloween time is the funnest thing ever. I always do it, and I can't wait for Saw 11. That's gonna be a fun movie. Ooh, I can't wait for that movie. Oh, I can't. Too bad it's coming out next year. I really hoped it came out this year, but hey, it's better to wait, right? Can't wait, and that's my thing.
What a pile of crazy, excellent Halloween season movies you guys got to pick from here. We went all the way from The Exorcist to even the first Omen.
Yeah, lots of classics people like to watch during spooky season.
Of course, and some new ones. We got Eli Roth Haunt.
Haunt. I love Haunt.
Yeah, me too.
Haunt's a good time. What would your favorite movie to watch during spooky season be?
Mine is dropping me back to my childhood, catching it on TV, and it is Tales from the Crypt Demon Night.
Yeah.
It's got that fun intro. I was also a big fan of Tales from the Crypt Keeper as a kid, which is a cartoon animated series for children back in the day. So once I found like a live action version of that, I was so excited.
Mm-hmm.
So I absolutely love that movie. I think it is fantastic, and it always gets me in the mood.
Okay. Mine is Halloween Town.
Yeah.
I watch it every year. It reminds me of growing up and it being on the Disney Channel. And yeah, I even as a 32-year-old woman, I'm not sick of it.
Every Halloween.
Every Halloween. I like to watch it like in the background while decorating. But another one would be Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. I thought that was going to be your main pick.
It goes back and forth. I just find Halloween Town is the most consistent for me. Hocus Pocus, like I might skip a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but thank you so much to everyone that submitted. We really appreciate it. And this was a really fun video to do.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And always remember,
Stay spooky.